Good morning, everyone. I'm Brett Lewis from L4 Group, and I thought today would be a good day to talk about survival tips for cold weather. We've been having some pretty cold nights and days in Pennsylvania, and I thought it would be an appropriate topic. So I have with me the president of RFO, Steve Ohl. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. I figured he'd be a perfect person to talk about sharing some tips on surviving the cold. Steve is the president of his company, which is a local HVAC and field delivery company, but he's also the vice president of the Carbon County Builders Association and one of the board members of the Better Home Heat Council of the Lehigh Valley. So let's jump right into it. Steve, first off, people are driving around in their cars. Can you give our viewers a little bit of an idea of some of the proactive things that you can recommend that they do when they're driving around in these cold temperatures?
Yeah, I mean the one of the big things is preventative maintenance, and I always use the example of tuning up your car. Well, in this instance, I'm going to say just like you tune up your furnace or boiler or heating system for the winter, remember to tune up your car in fall. Check the tires, brakes, all that stuff that your mechanic should do. That's definitely important. I mean, we do that with our service vans and delivery vehicles. Make sure they're ready to go for winter. Same kind of prep thing there. That's what's important. You can go online and Google whatever you're looking for, and you'll get a nice list of things to do to prep your car and get it ready for winter, including survival kits and what in case you would get stuck in the snow. It's important that you can survive for you could be there for hours, or we've had those incidences a few years ago. People were stuck on this major roads for over a day. So you can buy a kit online, or you can actually find a list. I actually have a list from Wisconsin, so it's Ready Wisconsin it's called. So if you're in Wisconsin, you can survive in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, I mean the basics. A shovel, window scrapers, a small broom, flashlights. The interesting thing they had on there was reverse the batteries in your flashlights, because then you don't have to worry about them turning on accidentally. I thought that was a nice idea. I never really thought about that.
Yeah.
Was don't put your survival kit in your trunk. Keep it in your passenger compartment somewhere in a tote, so that your trunk freezes. Then you're not going to be able to access the survival kit. And the other big thing is keep your gas tank at half. It's kind of like your oil tank. I always tell my customers, give us a call at quarter tank, in case we haven't been there, so you don't have to worry about running out. Same with your propane tank. Call us at 30%. So, same way with your car. A lot of people tend not to look at that and say, oh, the gas station's right there, but try and fill it at half a tank. And and like I said, go online and look. There's a lot of things you can do, to assemble a kit. I have a whole list of the things here. I print it off in a matter of seconds, so you can easily go online and find them.
Yeah, and that's and below in the description of this video, there are some of those items that are listed in there as well. So, but those are great tips. I mean, a couple of them. I have my stuff in the trunk, so I never really thought about putting it in the glove box. That's a good one. And I gotta tell you, man, I pushed the envelope. I'm driving around, my gas warning lights popping up. I pass gas stations, so that's I'll try stopping that habit.
I do that. I mean, I even have some snack items, things like that in the car, bottles of water. I carry a little cooler in my car and just keep the bottles of water in the cooler so they don't roll around the car. But even if they're frozen, you can thaw them out, whether it's through your own body heat or whatever. It's better than melting snow, and trying to survive off of that. But you never know. Just better to be prepared than not.
Yeah, exactly. That's I just thought of I think it was a Frank Zappa song, "Don't Eat the Yellow Snow."
Yeah.
So.
Wouldn't melt snow along the road.
Yeah, yeah. So awesome. So now that touches on cars and driving around. Now let's say that our viewers are going away, trying to get away from the cold. So they're going for a week down south or something, and they're leaving their house empty. What kind of tips can you give us about that situation?
Yeah, I mean, there, if you have a neighbor or a relative that you know can entrust your home to, that's the best thing. You know, is just have them check on it on a daily basis. If they can't do it daily, at least every other day, because your home will probably, um, you know, make it a day with the heat. And the other thing is, you're not going to save that much money by turning your heat down for that 1 week. So just leave your heat at 68 or 65 wherever you normally had it, because you know, like I said, you're not going to save that much. It's different if you were leaving for the entire winter, but for a week or 10 days, just leave it where you normally have it. That way, you don't have to worry if for some reason power goes out or your heating system fails. You have probably 48 hours before it gets to freezing temperatures. The other thing you can do is get a smart thermostat. Um, we sell them. They communicate with your cell phone if you have a smartphone. That way, it'll alert you to temperature falls. There's different probes you can get, temperature probes. I mean, they even have an old school probe where you put it into a light socket and hang it in your living room, and if you put a red bulb in there or something, and if the light's out, your neighbor sees it and then he calls you. I mean, those have been around forever. Um,
Mhm.
and also your security system. Most security systems have an ability to adapt the temperature sensor. If not, you can always upgrade to to one that does, and there again, they can communicate with your smartphone. So doing in conjunction with doing all of those things or both of those things, whether it's a smart thermostat and a security system, and then also have your neighbor check, because you may want to have the neighbor or relative go around and just turn on the bathroom spigots and outer wall spigots for just in case a frozen pipe would happen.
Yeah, and those extremely cold days. And it's amazing the technology today. With these smartphones. I mean, you can actually adjust the thermostat via the smartphone, can't you?
Oh yeah, you can. And the thermostats today will communicate with your security systems. They'll actually unlock your doors. So if you forgot to, say you had a carpet guy come in to clean your today, and you forgot to unlock the door from him, and he calls you, wherever you're at, you can just go on your smartphone and unlock the doors. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. That's it's amazing where technology has gone in that sector of construction, if you want to think of it that way. Overgrown leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
So awesome. So the last question I have here is in the event that this doesn't matter if people are traveling or not, but if their heating system stops, I know we talked about this in other videos that we've done. What are some tips that you can give us as far as how to deal with that no heat situation?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing I would do is check the circuit breaker, make sure nothing's been tripped. The other thing is if you have an emergency switch, which most heating systems do, it's usually at the top of the basement step or in wherever your access is to that heating system. Uh, it's usually got a red plate on it, and it could have been that a neighbor was over maybe and they flipped the switch by accident, or a kid, or just somebody didn't know what it was. That would be one thing to check. Check the thermostat. If you have a heating and cooling setting, has somebody turned it down, or somehow messed with the thermostat by accident. Um, I've had friends already come over and as a joke, they'll turn the thermostat down 10 degrees or something. And I mean, I remember that when we were, in our 20s, that was a common thing. You
Right.
turn that down when you're cold. Um, Check the air filter if it has an air filter on it, because if that's blocked, um, that uh, could cause it to shut down. It's not getting the proper airflow. Check your fuel gauge on your fuel tank, and if you have a propane tank, check the propane tank level. Natural gas, if as long as you paid your bill, I'm assuming you're going to have natural gas unless somebody locked it out by accident and they had the wrong house or something like that. The other thing is you can push the reset button on the system one time only. It's usually a red button located on the furnace or boiler, so you only want to ever do that once. Heat pumps, they won't have something like that. It would usually be a circuit trick. And then, lastly, call your HVAC company or your service technician that you use. And most companies will have 24-hour availability on somebody, and I know we do at RFO. We always have a live person answer the phone 24 hours a day to help somebody out. So those are the basic things.
Awesome, awesome. So, so why don't we wrap up with you giving everybody an idea about what it is RFO does as far as products and services that you offer.
Sure. We are a full-service heating oil and propane delivery company. We also deliver kerosene, off-road diesel, and on-road diesel. We have a full-service HVAC installation and repair department. So we install a lot of major brands of heating and cooling equipment, and we also service any brand, anybody who, whatever the installation is that you had, doesn't matter who installed it, we'll come out and do service on your heating system and cooling system. We service heating oil, propane, natural gas, even wood pellets, coal. We touch on all the heating sources, electric. We also have a full showroom of hearth and patio products, such as fireplaces and space heaters, retractable awnings, patio furniture, barbecue grills. And you can actually come in and touch the heating systems or cooling systems you're looking at purchasing. We have those on display as well. So we're in Lehighton, Pennsylvania. We cover about a 50-mile radius of Lehighton, which includes 5 counties: Northampton County, Schuylkill County, Lehigh County, and Hardin County. And we also touch a little bit on Luzerne County and Berks County. We're located at 400 Interchange Road, Lehighton, PA. It's right next to Wentz Auto Body on Route 209. And if you want to get in touch with us, our phone number is 610-377-1098, and our website is www.rfohl.com. We have links to Facebook and Twitter on there. If you're active on those, we also post on there to keep in touch. Or you could email us. The email is info@rfohl.com. I think I covered all of it.
Yeah, no, that's good. Also, I'll add that the phone number, the web address, the addresses to the social platforms and all that's all in the description below as well. So if you didn't catch that, you can just scroll down and click through to one of those sites. So Steve, that's it, man. Thanks. That was good information, and appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
All right. Have a great day.